Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another Chosen Lifeline for Men. My name is Walter Jennings from Chosen Life Specialists, where we have been called to challenge and, if necessary, change the motivation, mentality, and mettle of men. Today, I want to talk to you about a very dangerous mentality that we must be sure that we are aware of and do not fall into, because they can absolutely hinder our ability to be able to grow and be the best that we can. It is the envy mentality. Envy mentality is what you feel when you want or covet something that someone else possesses, or either something material or an attribute. Envy is based on an unfavorable comparison that leads to feelings of inadequacy and pain. It is destructive because it is essentially a negative comparison. So it is impossible to envy someone else without it being a detriment to you. And so it is a comparison of you to someone else. And when you do that, you are actually ignoring some of the things in your life and fixing your focus on what someone else has going on in their life, which again can be a detriment to you in your growth process. Now, envy is oftentimes rooted in low self-esteem, sometimes from very early unmet childhood needs, where a person feels inherently not good enough. An envious person may frequently compare or despair and find themselves wanting. And envious people tend to feel hostile, resentful, angry, and irritable. Such individuals are less likely to feel grateful about their positive traits and their circumstances. Envy is oftentimes linked to depression, anxiety, and the development of prejudice and personal unhappiness. So you can see how enviness can really become this rabbit hole that will force you down into this area of really unfavorable circumstances as it relates to your personality and your character, which is ultimately going to impact your ability to be able to accomplish and achieve your goals in life. So there are 5 quick tips that I want to give as it relates to helping to overcome envy. The first is to reflect on the root of your envy. It is very important to really analyze what it is that you are envious of. What is it that you are coveting, and where is it coming from? So someone has something that we want, or someone may have something that we feel like they don't deserve. So it's not just a matter of what they have, but we feel that what they have, they don't even deserve to have it. So it's important for us to search out and seek the root of why we are feeling the way that we are feeling, and know that that root is tied to us. It is, most of the time, it is not necessarily connected to the individual that we are envying, but it is more connected to what is going on inside of us that is causing us to feel the way that we are feeling. The second thing is to acknowledge our envy and to forgive ourselves for it. So we must acknowledge that we have envy, that this situation that we find ourselves in, that it is true, that it is an actual feeling that we have inside of us. And then it's important that we forgive ourselves of it. Now, why is forgiveness important? Forgiveness is important because combined with the acknowledgement, it allows us to release ourselves from the feeling and from that transgression. And even if the person is not aware of it, the fact of the matter is that we are aware of it. And as we go into these other subsequent tips, we won't be able to embrace the next steps in the process if we don't forgive ourselves for the envy that we're harboring against other people. Now, the third step, or the third tip, is for us to replace envy with compassion. How many times have we found ourselves in a place where we're envious of what someone else has, only to find out all of the things that come along with what that person has down the line? Things that we didn't know, challenges and problems that they experience, all the other things and the issues that come along with this thing or this attribute that they have. And so we want to make sure that we are replacing envy with compassion. putting ourselves in the position where we're, and for those of you who are spiritual, where we're praying for that person, where we hope that they are utilizing that attribute of that thing in the right way, and also that they are not consumed with the expectation of whatever it is that they have that we may be envying. Now, the next tip is for us to take inventory of who we are and what we have. So we want to shift the focus from whatever it is that we're envying about this person back on to ourselves. So really identifying what are our positive traits? What are the things about us that we can appreciate? And instead of focusing so much about who we aren't, really turning that attention and really taking the time to analyze who are we? What are some of the redeeming qualities and what are the positive things that we have? And then learning to appreciate those things, because that allows us to maximize them and to utilize them in a way to where we can really move forward in our life's work and the things that we want to accomplish. And then the last tip is to let our envy motivate us to continue to grow in our self-improvement. Now, if we go back to the root of what it is that caused us to envy, a lot of times it's related to something that, again, we want for ourselves. And so in that way, envy can often be used as a positive if we're able to turn that envy in a way that spins it so that, hey, if that person has it, maybe I can develop it too. Maybe it's something that I can strive for to develop and cultivate in my own life. But it is important to make sure that we are not allowing envy to become a destructive force in our life that allows us to not only prevents us from accomplishing and pursuing our own goals, but also to be villainizing, to be in a position where we're villainizing other people for what they have that we feel like they may not have deserved or earned. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning into this Chosen Lifeline for Men. Again, please be sure to reach out, like, share, and subscribe to us. And be sure to visit us on chosenlifespecialist.com. Book us for a session. We'd love to speak with you to talk more about your life path and helping you to gain the tools, the strategies, and the information necessary in order for you to maximize and go forward in a fruitful and productive life, a chosen life. My name is Walter Jennings for Chosen Life Specialist, where I've been called to challenge and, if necessary, partner with you in changing your mentality, your motivation, and your mettle.